today we have 7 riders joining in. We have 3 wildcards in the name of Jack Berman, VTR, 46 and Nelson, known as Nelson. So it's going to be good today to see how these guys do. There's going to be a lot more competition today, as there's someone just in front of Moxie. Looks like a Suzuki, and the person on the Suzuki is Jack. See, already crashes coming into turn 1, so it's not good there from Jack. He'll be the first one to start their lap. Looks like it's going to be List On. As he messes up turn 1. Unlucky there for List On. Behind of him is Nelson on the Sky VR46 Avintia, wildcarding today for that team. So it'd be interesting to see what you can do on the Ducati. As I know, he races in Progress Racing on a KTM, so he's wildcarding today. It's just an interesting test, and he falls out of his lap. So who's the next person up? I think it may be Davies. Yes, it is. Runs a tiny little bit wide, and yeah, takes a good line through there. As behind him is Moxie, and then behind him is Jack. So they're the riders starting their laps. Now this one, the only one in the pits. So Nelson is now coming into turn 3 as Jensen looks like he's acing this lap so far. Looking very comfortable on his lap. Next up will be Moxie on his one on the KTM. Yeah, he'll be the next one up. So as we go back on board with Davies now. So he comes through turn 8, I think this is his, maybe, I'm not sure actually, as someone's crashed. Just VTR. It's Jensen making his way through last part of this track, braking very nicely, coming out to where the long lap loop is. Hopefully no one has to take that in this race. It's number 55 Jensen from the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP Racing, as he goes a little bit wide, but taking the sweeping line, hitting the apex, pounding his M1 Yamaha out the final corner. And Jensen will cross the line to do a 39.8. Good time there from Jensen. Moxie next one up, and he goes pole with a 38.9. Good time there from Moxie. Drew will win the next one up. Drew, he's now come under the last sequences of corners here. Drew, what can he do on his Yamaha? Across the line for Drew, and he goes 4/10 off. That's a very good time. I'm very proud of Drew there for that time. That is a cracker lap time there. Where's Jack on track? Oh no, he pulls out his lap. Nelson, red sector 1. List On just ahead of him, so List On will be the next one up. So let's see what they can do. List On it, approaching the final sector. Coming into the final corner, looks like he's aced this lap, and it looks like Drew's much closer to the Moxie here. Looks like he's enjoying this track, as Drew done another personal best sector. Across the line for List On, and he goes 4th. Now Drew's the next one up. As I think Jensen actually may be the next one, I'm not sure. No, he isn't. Drew is the next one. So Drew round the final corner now. Can he improve to jump ahead of Jensen in this session? VTR goes to red sector 1. Powering is Ducati to the line. What can Drew do here as he crosses the line? Drew goes 91 thousandths off Moxie at the top. Very good time there from him. As Jensen is going to be the next one across the line. Jack Berman and VTR both red sector 1. Where can Jensen? Can he jump back ahead of Drew? And he goes pole! Right there from Jensen. Jensen goes pole as Liston goes a red sector 1. Drew goes red sector 1. Jack Berman also a red sector 1. Moxie is stopped on track. He needs to move very quickly as he restarts his lap. That's good there. Next Jack Berman's the next one up, looks like. This is approaching the sector 2 mark any minute now. Yes, he does. He goes another red sector. So Jack acing the first 2 sectors. Can he keep this going for the rest of the lap? I'm not sure what he can do, but Drew no longer improving. List on as well. He's done a red sector 1. Drew's not improving that anyway. Jack 3 red sectors. Can he ace this lap together? Nelson and BTR are the only 2, and Jack that are not doing improvements on the laps now, as Jack's approaching the final sector, final couple of corners here. Drew goes to silver sectors as Jack comes around the final corner, Power and his Suzuki out of that final corner. What can he do? As next one up will be Drew. Jensen, the leader, across the line. Jack goes 37.9. Good time there from Jack as Drew comes around the last final couple of corners. Can he get any closer to Moxie ahead of him, or can he stay where he is? Across the line for Drew, no improvement as Liston will be the next one up after this. Nelson 2 red sectors, that's good for Nelson. Moxie improvement, and Drew's gone down somewhere, I'm not sure, but he ain't on a lap, so no need to worry a bit there for Drew, as Liston wants to close that 2.444 gap to Jack Berman, the leader of the session, sweeping in his line. Going to take a good line on the Ducati rider who's having a bang average season so far this season. What can Liston do as he powers his Ducati towards the line, and he no longer gets any closer as Nelson is the next one up now. Behind him is Moxie. VTR still yet to put in the lap, same with Nelson as he powers his Avintia Ducati out of that final corner onto the straight here by Nelson. What can Nelson do? Can he go across the line? Can he blitz Jack's pole position lap? Across the line by Nelson, 6 tenths in the lead to 37.3. Great time there for Nelson. Moxie improves as well, as we were speaking. He goes to 3rd on the front row, 1.2 off. Good time there by Moxie. He's good there. Moxie's finding his feet in this session after, with there's only 1 minute remaining of the session. Jack looks like he's putting a good lap here together as well. He's a red sector 1. Can he carry that? No. Personal best into this sector. GTR was personal best sector 1. He hadn't put in a time yet. Davies, he's going to cross the line any minute now. Oh, no, not quite. He'll get to him when he gets closer to the line. There's Jack. Another personal best through it. It looks like he's going to improve definitely on this lap time here. And can he? Has one more after this as Jensen will be the next one up after. So what can Jensen do? Nelson gets back out on track in time so he can do a lap. Jensen powers his Yamaha. Can he jump ahead of his fellow Welshman Moxie to get onto the front row of the grid, or can he not? Jensen across the line. Ooh, exactly a 10th bar off, but Jack Berman is the next one coming across the line any minute now. Jack Berman across the line closes the gap to 4 tenths. VTR is the next one up after. So get on his RC16 KTM. Can he put in a lap, and can he get onto the front row with Jack and Nelson? And the final corner for VTR, his last lap. Nelson, Davies and True have all done their laps across the line. VTR goes 4th, so he is not going to be on the front row. Oh, Moxie's had a big off there. Moxie's session's over there. Listed on the last one in this session to put in a time. He will be pretty much last position. List on, can't improve, 3 seconds off. Drew, he's done a good time there, Drew. Hats off to Drew. This season he's had a bit of a tough start, but when it matters now, he is. Let's good wheelie there by Liston, as he knows he's not going to improve, but this is what the lap times are. On par with Nelson with 1:37.3 ahead of Jack Berman, Mogsy, VTR, Davies, Drew, and then Liston. Great lap time there from Drew. Same with Jensen, and everyone did a great lap time with Liston as well. Mogsy, VTR, Jack, and Nelson. So let's get into the race.
The sky above the track has been
so it looks like it's cloudy, so the guys have escaped the wet weather race for the second time this season. I think it would have been. So the riders are just getting ready now. Just need to wait for all of them to put on their setups most probably and see what they can do. It's going to be an interesting session, interesting race. I mean, sorry. Yeah. So, just gotta wait for the riders. We gotta wait for Drew and Mogsy, then we will get started, ready to go racing here at Portimao. It's going to be a interesting race, I think. I think that the grid today will be much closer. I think everyone has roughly near enough the pace to run with the front guys, but everyone has readied up, so it's time to go racing here at Algarve. I'm pretty sure it's not raining. So I can look at their tyres and they look like they are on the dry, so it's not raining, but the clouds are dark. Nelson on the sky on par ahead of Jack and Mogsy. That's your front row. What will happen here today in Portugal? Go on board with Nelson as he starts, and we're off and away. Great start there by Drew. He got up a couple of positions off the start. Mogsy fell back all the way back to last. Looks like he may have missed a gear as into turn 1 we go. It's 4 wide. And everyone stayed on. It's great that everyone stayed on there. Drew leads as we go into turn 1. That's a great, well, not at turn 1, turn 3, but Drew leads ahead of... Oh, Drew's down and Jack's off the track. Oh, unfortunate for Drew as VTR's ran over his bike. Oh no, so dramatic start to this race as Nelson leads ahead of J. Davies, Mogsy, Jack, Liston, Drew and VTR. It's a very close behind him as the 2 Welshmen are battling out for the last for the second place in this race. Mogsy looks like he's going to send one up the inside of Jensen. Looks like he has. He's made that great move there by the KTM man. But they're going to go side by side down here. Jensen holds him off. Great. This is great racing here by these two. Mogsy's got a race later on, so... but let's see how they do. Jensen goes a little bit wide and Mogsy looks like he's coming back at him. Mogsy brakes, and he's up the inside of Jensen. Great move, Mogsy's down! Oh, we're going to have to review that after. Jensen looks like he did not leave enough room there for Mogsy. Unfortunate there for Mogsy, he was having a good start to the race as Jack's now into second ahead of Jensen. So Nelson leads as we're going to come to the end of that one ahead of Jack, then Jensen, then Liston, then Mogsy, then Drew, then VTR. VTR had a collision and looks like Drew's very close to Mogsy. So we're going to have a battle going on between these two. Some point in this race he's going to use all that Ducati power he possibly can down the straight. But the KTM is very quick in the straight line as Drew gets it very nicely stopped for turn 1 as he loses a lot of time. Jensen's got a long lap penalty. So that has maybe ruined his chances of a podium finish here. Jensen has to take that long lap penalty. So he's going to have to be make sure he takes that. So you can't have him not taking it during today's race. The KC man or VTR looks like he's catching up very. Oh, Jensen's down. He's hit the curb. Jensen is down, and his Liston has inherited P3. Great stuff there by Liston. Great for him as Moxie's into P4, as Drew's down, and so is Jensen again. So, oh, they've both come together. Jensen in another collision with another rider. This is not good here for Jensen, as Moxie can see in front of him Liston. As there's a battle going on between Drew and Jensen. Jensen sits just behind her, the catty man. Jensen tries to send one up the inside of Drew as Jensen goes off the track. As he's taking these long laps, good job there by Jensen. And he's failed the long lap, so as he left, oh, he's left, not good there by Jensen as Nelson leads the way. Drew and Liston and Moxie are battling for the final podium position. Will it be either the catty man or will it be Moxie? As Moxie looks like he's going to inherit that position off him. Yes, he does. Lap 3, Moxie enters the podium position, places VTR behind him, looking very nicely behind him. You can see the guys in front of him. Guitars closing. He's got past Liston. I haven't seen that. So I'm not sure where he's got past. So yeah, so good racing here by VTR. The end is P4 on lap 4. Oh, he goes off the track there. VTR well off the track. He's going to lose quite a bit of time to the KTM man of Moxie in front of him. Great ride there from Moxie today. Drew's had another crash. Oh, VTR's crashed. And VTR, is he going to lose his position to Liston? Liston is right on him, so let's go back on. Liston, you can look at Liston there. See the rear VTR, but it looks like he's not going to. Hard braking by Nelson into turn 1. See, I was the fastest lap as well. Doing a very good race here, Nelson. Jack's down. Oh, Jack has crashed. Obviously, he ain't close enough to inherit the position, but he's done an amazing race today, so it's much more than sitting in P3 at the moment. Looks like if he can not crash, he should be able to keep hold of this position. Jack's now 9 seconds behind Nelson out in the front, so Moxley doing an amazing race and Drew's down again. Unlucky for Drew, he definitely had the pace. Moxley's still running a great race. Now's a good line to start lap 7 of 9. Riders are looking very good so far in this race, and these guys are doing really good. So yeah, so we can see when it comes towards the end of the race how everyone fares, but oh, Jack's crashed somewhere. I've just noticed that as I was picking up my mic. Jack's crashing, he's dropped behind the Moxie now, so Moxie has got someone behind of him. And VTR's crashed as well. He's crashed with Jack somewhere. The two have come together. And Moxie's now into P2. This is great here from Moxie. A monumental effort here from Moxie today. He's done everything he can. Jack pulling the wheelie. I don't know why he's pulling the wheelie there as he runs on the curbs, and VTR looks like he's gonna try and get back up the inside of him. No way through for the Tech 3 man as Jack runs it out a little wide. VTR back through into the podium position. Now these guys have to be careful because this is a scrap for the last podium position. Moxie has a good lap, good lead over these guys behind him as Jack breaks into turn 1, same with VTR. As no move coming past on any one of these now. Jack off the track, same with VTR. Jack has to be careful, he's one warning away from a long lap. VTR only on one warning. These guys have to be careful, especially Jack, because Jack can lose out on the podium position here, and that's not what he wants to do here, Jack. As we go on to VTR now. As we go on to VTR's rear wheel, we can see that Jack taking all the first possible lines. He goes off track, Jack's off track. No long lap, so he's doing alright. Obviously he has made a mistake somewhere. Oh, VTR hits the curb! and these guys, and Jack comes ever so much closer towards VTR as Nelson come around the final corner to start the penultimate lap of this start the final lap of this race. Nelson goes across the line down the back straight, and he's gonna start. Jack's crashed. Jack's gone down. Not good there by Jack. So it looks like VTR is gonna be on the podium here. After all, Moxie in second as he just crosses the line. Then the final lap of the race now. VTR off track. An 8-second lead on Jack. Moxie 19 seconds behind, and Nelson has to be careful. He's one warning away from a long lap penalty. Moxie is, so he's had a good race today, Moxie. He's kept us cool. He's rode an amazing race. Unfortunately, Nelson has just been way too quick. So bike all over the place there as we go on board with surely the race winner as he comes round into the final sector. 2 corners left here for Nelson. As he already starts to celebrate because he knows he's won today's race. Round the final corner. She's gonna surely celebrate. Yeah, he's celebrating like mad. Nelson has won today's race. It's wheelies over the line. Great race by Nelson. He wins here in Portimao. Come on, the final corner, and a monumental effort here by Moxie. As well done to him. He pulls the wheelie as he finishes second and closes down the gap to the championship leader that isn't here today. In second, in third will be VTR as he wheelies over the line. Good job there, Jack. In fourth. Good job to him as well as he stoppies over the line. Liston comes down the straight as Liston will finish 5th. Drew ain't gonna finish the race but finishes in P6. So let's confirm the final results here as your winner Nelson wins ahead of Moxie, VTR, Jack, Liston and Drew. So guys, this is the end today of International Esport Cup round 3. We'll see you next week for round